already been posed tonight, that we all want highly effective teachers in the classrooms with our students, and research supports that highly effective teachers have a very large impact on student learning. So my next question to the panel is, what do you believe is the best way to evaluate teachers to ensure that we have highly effective teachers teaching every student in Iowa?
If anyone had the perfect answer, we'd all be doing it.
I was expecting it from you.
Right. But we know it should be research-based. We talked earlier about the standards, and obviously you teach the standard and then you evaluate whether or not your children are learning. And teachers do that all the time. They check for understanding, and they have a number of different ways that they can assess it. But it's been my experience when the administrators, when the teachers work together to develop those instruments based on research, they come up with something that works for them. If the state were to say, here's what you have to use to make it work, that doesn't work. If the central office said, everyone's going to do this, and you're going to like it whether you like it or not, that doesn't work. You get people together, you talk about what you're hoping to accomplish, you focus on the needs of the students and learning, and then you develop the instruments. That's probably the easy part. The hard part then, and I think you're seeing some signs of it in the comments we've heard earlier, the hard part is providing the teachers the resources that they need to be successful. You reach a point in your enrollment where we're putting too many children in a classroom. That's not an ideal situation for teachers. We have some children with special needs, and we need to serve them. But we can't put too many in a classroom or create some issues for the teacher as he or she are trying to teach. So resources are huge in this area, and having the ability to provide the materials and do things that are necessary are great. I talked to some kids today, and this broke my heart. They said, we're getting some assignments, we're getting some information, and we're asked to email it to our homes and print it off because they don't have enough money in their budget for us to use a copy machine. That's where we are as far as the funding, and it's a problem.
Thank you.
I think one of the very good things when it comes to evaluation is building capacity of your educational leaders, having your superintendents, your principals, your central office folk be people who are educational leaders, not just managers of systems, not managers of people. Definitely has to be a partnership, as Tom said. A couple of the best things we do that are not evaluative in nature are instructional rounds and classroom walkthroughs. Our administrators have an understanding of our curriculum, instruction and assessment, have a presence in the classroom, work with teachers, give constant specific feedback, work closely with our instructional coaches. I'll tell you what good evaluation is not is the every 3-year dog and pony show, where it's an artificial type of thing, where it's an event that the principal's in the classroom. I think most people have been in education for a while as a teacher, whereas a principal have experienced that, have put on one of those shows or seen one of those shows. That is not effective evaluation. People do better when they're evaluated. Educators, we want to have a growth mindset. We all do better when there are high expectations. But it should not be top down, as Tom said. We need to give, first and foremost, teachers time to be reflective about their practice. And you can ask any teacher, what do you need more of? They're going to say time. So you need to try to minimize the junk in their lives, what you're taking their time with. You need to give them time to be reflective. You need to ask good questions. There are tools we can use for that, like the annual individual career development plan. Make sure teachers have goals that are meaningful to them, that actually have something to do with their work, that are aligned with district goals, with building goals. So we've talked about alignment a few times, the opportunity to be reflective, and then a good relationship between the evaluator and the evaluatee is very important too.
Yeah, what they said. I would kind of say some of the same things, similar themes there. I don't really think that the current system that we have is broken necessarily. It's just not really being done the right way, and I think partly it's just because our principals, who are our education leaders, and other people who serve in that education leadership role, I don't know if they really have the time to do the job that they would love to be able to do. there's tons on principals' plates. And they have to take care of parents, and they have to take care of students. I work with an amazing principal in Carlisle right now, and I know that probably one of the things he'd say is that if he said he wishes something, he wishes he could spend more time in the classrooms with the kids, with the teachers, getting to know us and how things happen. And so somehow if we could magically find more time, money, and resources, which is something we're always asking for, to let those principals really be able to be in the classroom, getting to know the kids, getting to know the teachers, I think that they can really provide some great insight, some great feedback as to ways that I could improve as a teacher, that my colleagues can improve as a teacher as well.
Thank you. During the first panel, we had a chance to start a conversation about the teacher leadership compensation system, which is, as of this year, in every school district in the state, at least in the planning stage. Could each of you talk a little bit about the impact of that program?
Sure. We're excited about it. We know that where it's operating, there are many, many success stories going on. There's a few glitches and there's a steep learning curve. Probably my biggest concern, two things. As Senator Kornbach said earlier, when they were developing that, we were told that it would not impact our SSA, our allowable growth, that would be additional money that would go to education for this program. And immediately afterwards, then they started lumping that all together and saying, well, this is what we're giving to education. And that really was a shift in gears. But we still have 200 school districts that are going to roll on this coming school year. And not all of them, but a lot of them are smaller rural districts that are going to need some outstanding support from the AEAs and working together with the districts around them. So I think the jury's still out, but there's a lot of good signs, a lot of things that we see. For years and years and years, I felt guilty as a principal and a superintendent because I would use teachers as leaders and I couldn't compensate them, other than thank them, maybe take them out for lunch, do some of that. Now we've got a program that addresses that, and I think it's very exciting, and I know we're going to see some great things.
Yeah, Tom's exactly right. I've been in the same place that he was just talking about as a principal and as a superintendent, and I remember talking to teachers about this because they had some questions, some uncertainty about how they would feel going into these new roles, and I said to them, we're going to do this work either way. You might as well get paid more for it. And teacher leadership and compensation, as the name implies, had two main goals. One was to provide additional leadership opportunities for teachers. For me as a teacher, I never intended to be a school administrator. I'm a teacher at heart, and I continually was looking for ways to grow. If there had been teacher leadership and compensation in the 1990s, late 90s, I don't know, I may still be in the classroom. So I think it's great for those teachers to give them additional leadership, and it has helped with compensation as well. So those two goals are definitely met. I think more importantly, and for us it's been a great success, we did at the end of year one here, a survey that returned very favorable data. Our teachers feel good about it, they trust their instructional coaches, they're using them. Every single instructional coach we had in a teacher leadership position reapplied to stay in it. It's been a positive experience. The best thing is just the opportunity to work with trusted colleagues, to benefit from their expertise, to get some coaching. We're a people business, we're supposed to have a growth mindset and want to get better. And these teacher leaders are people who have a passion to help other people do that. It's been extremely positive. It's given us a way to help operationalize our professional development rather than just have it be good ideas that never make it to the classroom. And these people who are in these roles, they are teachers, they understand instruction, but suddenly they have time to think and time to think about how to help their colleagues. And it's really been a very powerful thing. The only drawback is what Tom said. I wish it didn't come at the expense of state supplemental aid.
I was on the committee that actually wrote our TLC grant. This will be our first full year of actually implementing it. We spent 2 years writing that grant just to try and make it perfect, I guess, and when we applied that second year, we were able to get in. So far, I would say that it has been highly beneficial to Carlisle. I don't think that many people would have a negative say, anything to say negatively about being able to get more help from colleagues that we trust, and the coaches that we have in the positions are working their tails off to try and get to as many places as possible and help as many people as possible. So overall, I really do believe that the program is off to a fantastic start. I kind of agree with Mr. Garrett earlier, who said it would be a shame right now to kind of yank that funding out from underneath it if we wanted to change it. I totally understand that part. I would like to say it kind of develop and mature before we really figure out how to mess with it a little bit. Just one side comment I'd say as far as how it is also going, there is a lot of focus right now in reading, as we kind of alluded to earlier. I'd say that probably, I would guess that a lot of coaches are focused on helping the reading teachers, especially down in the elementary where I'm at. I'm hoping that as the program matures and as teachers get better, we'll be able to see some of this side areas, the special areas, be able to receive more and more help. The art, music, PE, computer science, those aspects will hopefully start to see more attention as well and be able to pull on the resources that the